So we know how quality the Illuvium games are. We've got the RPG, the Auto Battler, and the City Builder. But I wanted to have a look at some of the tokenomics and some of the issues people have had with the tokenomics and some of the things that I think might be changing this year and whether the worst is over for the token. So let's get stuck in. So if you didn't know, the max supply is 10 million units and the total supply is about 7.5 at the moment. And the circulating supply isn't that big of an issue. We'll just consider the total supply. That's the tokens that have been minted so far. And in reality, the circulating supply might be a little bit closer to this total supply. So the main issue people have had is probably this supply, where these tokens are going to be distributed to. So we've got the seed investors, the team, and the launch tokens. We've also got the staking distribution. So if you stake Illuvium, you can get a part of the staking distributions. So you'd be yield farming, for example. So 30% of or 60% of the total tokens are going each to those two categories. And then you've got this kind of more stable 40% of the coins, which has also been uh, mostly minted so far. So you've got 15% to the upper management, which I think they're all going to hold, and some of them are being slowly released till 2025 anyway. So, and the Treasury DAO, which can be voted on to maybe fund like a movie or something, but that's all going to be locked away for a long time and only used in, you know, such cases where the DAO votes it in. And then we've got this 10% for rewards, which obviously they'll reward out over time, but it would only be small amounts and it won't have that much impact. And then on the demand side so far, all we've really had is speculation and yield farming. So buying tokens to stake for these staking distributions. So if we look at the state of the tokenomics at the moment, so we'll look at what will happen this year, so 2023. We've already had about 80 to 90% of these tokens unlocking and available for, to be sold or put on the market or whatever they want to do with them, whether they're staking them or holding them. And in reality, this actually might be closer to 100% with this portion. So, but I think it'll be mostly resolved by like during this year, if it hasn't already. And then you've got about 80% of this staking distributions have already been distributed. Now, there is a pretty decent unlock of the staking distributions. So if you didn't know, when you stake your ILV, there's a lock period once you get those rewards. So I think there's a decent amount being unlocked March this year. So if you were looking, if you were still considering these tokenomics when you might add ILV to your bags, that might be a consideration. You might want to hold off till March if that's something you're concerned about. But either way, this will mostly be resolved this year if it hasn't already. The upper management did announce that they're actually locked their tokens for even longer, and it'll be linearly distributed to the management all the way up until 2025. And like I said, these guys have given their whole lives to this game, and it's not like they're going to sell just on release when they've worked so hard to get the game to where it is now. So this is stable in my mind. So probably the more exciting thing that's going to be kicking in this year when these games are released is these revenue distributions. So if you didn't know, when you stake your coins, you get a portion of this staking distribution. So this is at a reduced rate over time. So if you're early on, you get a higher rate or a higher return. And you also get a portion of revenue distributions. So we'll go into detail what this is in a bit, but this hasn't really kicked in yet. So they have sold land, which did actually get distributed to stakeholders, but it's not a significant amount compared to what will be coming in later. And this will likely start this year with the release of some revenue distributing avenues, including the games released. Now, just a side note, there is some deflationary effect to this coin, but we've called it disinflationary, so it's inflationary but at a reduced rate over time. So at a certain point, the inflation rate will be negligible. But there is 3 million coins that could have been unlocked as SILV, which is synthetic ILV, instead of ILV through this staking distribution. So, but I think only about 100k to 300k has been unlocked as SILV. SILV is just a way to purchase stuff in game potentially, or land, for example, using this instead of Ethereum. But it's somewhat irrelevant, and we can kind of ignore that at the moment. So this is all super bullish in my mind, and let's have a look at just a bit of a summary. So yeah, supply is going to be a lot more stable, especially if you wait till about March, April this year, and maybe the macroeconomics is the worst. The worst is over. It's definitely not over, and we're not going to detail about that, but we're closer than ever to it being over. We'll put it that way. So this is the big one. 100% of all revenue is going to be used to purchase ILV from the market. So this is going to create huge demand or huge buying pressure. Now this will be distributed to the stakeholders. And you might be wondering if 100% of revenue is going to be used to, to distribute to stakeholders. How are they going to pay for things like their employees and stuff? Well, I think they have about 20% of ILV staked, and so they'll get 20% of that. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. Comment below if I'm wrong about that, but I think that's how it's going to work. And obviously, their funds they already have is what they're using to obviously pay people. Okay, so if we look at what could potentially be contributing to this revenue, we've obviously got in-game purchases, so fees, NFT purchases, which I think will be quite big. We can, there's people that have done maths around this, but regardless of the maths, this is going to be big. I mean, we can speculate on it, but it'll be substantial. We've also got NFT sales. They've got their own Illuvidex, which you can buy and sell Illuvials and Illuvatars, I believe. So Illuvials are like the Pokemon of the game, and Illuvatars are kind of like your profile and collectibles. There's more to it than that, but that's one way of thinking about it. And then land for Illuvium Zero, one of their games. We've also got merchandise, potential movies, TV shows, esports, which I think could be big, and then sponsors. And really any other revenue that they produce you can think of. So there's probably more here than just this. And we'll just note that 5% of revenue from travel fees is actually going to go to land owners that are playing in Illuvium Zero. So Illuvium Zero, although it's free to play, it's kind of mostly built for, it's like a unique way of investing in the game. So instead of just investing in land and you get revenue, you actually have to play the game. So I think there's a good case to be made that the worst is over for this coin. So the supply is a lot more stable. We've got these revenue distributions happening once these games get released, and the games are looking good as well. I've been playing the betas and the alphas, and I'm super happy. I think they're super addicting, super well done, super high quality, and all I'm really waiting for is them just to be released so the progress is saved and we can start interacting with these other Web3 applications. So if you learned anything from that, obviously it's not financial advice, but add that to your research. If you were looking at adding some to your bags, maybe wait till mid this year and wait till the macroeconomics is all over. But it's obviously, as good as all this sounds, it's still high risk, or anything in this crypto space you should be considering high risk, especially these altcoins. But I hope that helps. Let me know if I got anything wrong, and let me know if you found that helpful, and also if you're pumped for the games to come out, because I know I am. So if you enjoyed that, make sure to like and subscribe, and we will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.